student walks into a bathroom. He looks at himself in the mirror. He is flustered, he is nervous. He splashes a bit of water on his face. He stares at it again. He then stands up, opens the door, walks out. That is one scene. An incredibly simple scene. And today, I'm going to show you how lighting is so incredibly important at establishing emotion in a scene. These are 7 different ways that you can film a scene with different lighting. The first technique that we would use is smooth lighting. This is used for the control scene, so that you can see everything and how it's laid out in normal light, and then we'll be able to experiment further. The way I achieve this is using a row of headlights above the vanity in my bathroom, as well as a small counter light up front in order to keep the scene warm. I call this next lighting technique bad decision lighting. I call it this because whenever a character is seen in this kind of lighting, it normally means that they are put in a scenario where they have to pick something, but either side is a bad choice. I use 2 unfiltered light bulbs on either side of the character to make very large shadows showing a left and a right side very prominently. I also have harsh bands of light along the wall in order to emphasize that this character has to do something, pick a side. So, I apologize in advance for the wire on the side of the shot, but I call this depressed lighting. It's one large lamp directly overhead shining down on the character's back and shoulders. And this causes the character's face to look very dark, even whenever the rest of the room is bathed in light. This is for characters who are really, really feeling down. They feel like something is weighing on them, and they feel like they can't do anything about what is currently happening in their lives. The next one I like to call bad choice lighting. It's one large lamp perpendicular to your character, so it casts a very harsh shadow on the wall. This is after a character has made a choice or done an action which is regrettable, and he is trying to clear his mind of it. He's trying to change what happened in the past, but instead now he'll have to deal with the consequences of his choice. It's good to add juxtaposition to a scene of very high light on one side and then very dark on the other. This is probably my favorite lighting technique. I call this the Draco technique, and of course that is in reference to Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series, where every time he has to do something or he's faced with a decision and he's incredibly nervous about it, there's this light which shines up from below him, casts very heavy shadows over his eyes and his mouth, and it makes it seem like he is incredibly scared. This is accompanied with a small warm light in front because I saw that the shadows were actually a bit too much and you couldn't see the character's eyes at all the first take, so I decided to replace it with that. The next technique I call the determined lighting technique. That's because whenever characters use this lighting, it's normally to signify that they are very focused on something, because the viewer is also trying to focus on the character's features, as there's only a warm light in a completely dark room to try and outline everything that this character is meaning to do. This is used in things like Walk the Line, Rocky, a bunch of movies that feature pretty complex plans in order to achieve a goal at the end. But the character has to be determined, hence the name. This one I like to call horror flick lighting. It's very similar to bad decision lighting. It is one large lamp perpendicular to the subject, except it has a piece of cardboard in front of the lamp with a slit cut through it, and that is the only place that the light can exit the lamp. So if you have that, it casts very, very harsh shadows on the wall. It outlines a character's eyes and mouth, and it makes it look creepy. It makes it look eerie, and it gives you a very unsettling feeling as the character can sink in and out of the light at will. All right. Here is the behind the scenes of this whole shoot. So I'm going to dry my hands off here. The entire thing was shot on my iPhone 7 with this small, like, $5 stand from Walmart, I think. It's got bendy legs. It's pretty nice. And I just use it as a little mounted cam for the iPhone. The soft light was mainly from this light, which just turns on and off. Simple as that. The larger light was this puppy, which is the most ghetto jerry-rigged thing I've probably done for this. This is just a paper clip holding up the front of a cardboard notebook with a slot cut out in it. That was used for different shadows throughout the shoot, which is nice. Paperclip was so that it could hold on to this thing. This is just a little clip-on lamp, which during the shoot I both clipped onto these headrow lights in the top of my bathroom. And I also set it on the floor at one point. I clipped it onto the vanity multiple times. I clipped it onto this door hinge once. That was kind of complicated, so I ended up tossing that one out. But really, it was pretty great. I just clipped it on anything I needed, and whenever you turn it on, it is actually quite bright and nice. You probably already saw, however, the back of this is a little bit scorched. I don't know if you can see it or not on the video, but there's a big circle because I set it on this light, and sure enough, that gets really hot. So don't do that. You might die. The entire time I had this foam roller, which I use for running, I had this set up right next to the mirror, which I got this tripod, and I set it up with one leg on each of these pikes, and it actually had a very nice little angle. I decided to catch it to an off angle. I just moved it until I could not see it anymore, and I got it as close as possible. So, got that. I was able to start recording, open the door, run out, close the door, come back in, and then cut out those parts whenever I was coming in here breathing heavily and washing my face. So that was practically everything in the shoot. So yeah, that was the behind the scenes. This is all of the materials which I used in the entire shoot. So that's what I got. Those are 7 simple ways to change a scene only through lighting. If you like this video, please like the video. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting out videos like this every week. And if you'd like, you can leave a comment to potentially in the future tell me about something that you want to see. That could be fun. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.